is a science, art, marketing, production, and processing of food plants like corn, soybeans, wheat, fruits, and vegetables. Landscape plants like trees, flowers, shrubs, and sports turf. Food animals like cattle, chicken, and pigs, and companion animals like dogs and cats. To meet human needs and wants. Agriculture includes food, flowers, fabric, forestry, and fellowship. The basis of agriculture is farming and farmers of the world. Unlike many people strangely believe, the food you buy at the grocery store does not come from said store. Where does it come from? Farmers. Nobody realizes the work farmers do for you to eat on a daily basis. They make their living by growing crops and raising livestock to produce food and other products. Restaurants get their food from farms. Grocery stores get their food from farms. Processing plants get their food from farms. The animal crackers you eat started out as corn on a farm. The hamburgers you eat started out as live cattle on a farm. It is surprising how most of the world is not educated about the importance of agriculture in their daily lives. Through the years of research about this topic, school projects, and experience farming, I have realized the need for agriculture education throughout the U.S. and the rest of the world. Today I would like to inform you of why farming is so important, illustrate why farmers are also heroes of the world, and explain the truth behind the saying, when you eat today, thank a farmer. Farmers in the U.S. today feed about 155 people a year compared to the 25.8 people they fed in 1960. In the United States, family farmers produce 84% of all produce, totaling $230 billion in sales, working on 78% of all farmland. The UN estimates there are 500 family farms around the world growing food to produce for over 7 billion people living on the earth today. These farmers provide for the people of the world. The meat you eat comes from livestock like cattle, pigs, and chickens that start out on farms either on pasture land or in specially designed houses that are made for optimal growth of the animals. Cattle start out on pasture land and grow over a period of time until they are at optimal weight and health, then are sent to feedlots to help them grow until they are mature enough and have reached the choice weight for slaughter. After slaughter, they are sent to processing plants and divided into different cuts of meat, including brisket, ribs, roast, sirloin, and strip steak. This is where your hamburger comes from when you eat at Wendy's, where your roast beef comes from when you eat at Arby's, and where your New York strip comes from when you eat at Texas Roadhouse. Farming not only produces food, but also many other products we use on a daily basis. Crops like corn, wheat, cotton, and soybeans start on farms laid out by acreage and end as essential products we buy at grocery and retail stores. For example, cotton can be made into a number of different products. One bale of cotton can produce 215 pair of jeans, 249 bed sheets, 409 men's sport shirts, 690 terry bath towels, 765 men's dress shirts, 1,217 men's t-shirts, 1,256 pillowcases, 2,100 pairs of boxer shorts, 2,419 pairs of men's briefs, 3,085 diapers, 4,321 mid-calf socks, 6,436 pairs of women's knit briefs, 21,960 women's handkerchiefs, or 313,600 $100 bills. Many food products are exported from the U.S. In 2010, $115 billion worth of American agriculture products were exported around the world. The United States sells more food and ag products to world markets than we import, creating balanced trade. 31% of U.S. gross farm income comes from exported products. About 23% of U.S. farm products are exported each year. The U.S. provides much of the world with food and agricultural products. Agriculture also is a huge source of employment in America. The industry employs more than 24 million American workers, which is equivalent to 17% of the total U.S. workforce. These jobs include farmers, pest control specialists, and mechanics. More than 21 million American workers produce, process, and sell the nation's food and other products. Farms are dotted around the U.S. in every state producing these products. These farms provide for the people of the world. My home state of Kentucky is ranked 25th in the nation for net farm income of $1.5 billion a year and 20th in total agriculture exports. Poultry is the #1 agriculture commodity in Kentucky. The state ranks 8th in the nation for the poultry production. This means a huge portion of the chicken and turkey eaten around the U.S. and even in the world is accounted for by production in Kentucky. Kentucky has the most beef cattle of any state east of the Mississippi River. Kentucky is also ranked 8th in the nation in the beef cattle industry. These farms and many others are where hamburgers, ground beef, steaks, roast, and other beef products come from. Kentucky dairy farmers produce 130.3 million gallons, or 1.12 billion pounds of milk in 2012. The milk bought in your local grocery store starts from dairy cattle on farms and are just like the ones in Kentucky. Kentucky ranks 19th nationally in total swine production. The state has approximately 750 swine operations. The pigs grown on these farms produce a portion of the pork tenderloin, bacon, and sausage sold in the U.S. Kentucky ranks #1 nationally in horse sales, including stud fees. There are approximately 35,000 of these farms in Kentucky, making up 1.1 million acres. Much of the acreage is devoted to equine use for the 242,400 horses who call Kentucky home. The total value of the state's equine and equine-related assets is estimated $23.4 billion. These animals may not produce food, but they account for the majority of the racing horses that participate in races like the Kentucky Derby, Keeneland, the Triple Crown, the Grand National, and the Melbourne Cup in Kentucky and around the world. Corn is Kentucky's #1 cash crop. The state ranks 13th in corn production nationally. In 2012, the economic impact of Kentucky corn was $1.27 billion. There were 27,313 jobs related to corn production in Kentucky in 2012. Corn produces food and other products including toothpaste, gum, makeup, and soft drinks. Kentucky ranks 1st in burley tobacco production, 1st in fire-cured tobacco production, 2nd in dark-cured tobacco production, and 2nd in total tobacco production nationally. Tobacco is Kentucky's #1 agriculture export. In 2012, 87,200 acres of tobacco were harvested, producing 195.8 million pounds of tobacco, with an average yield of 2,245 pounds per acre. This tobacco produces many products, including cigars, cigarettes, loose-leaf tobacco, etc. Kentucky ranks 15th nationally in soybean production. This crop is grown on nearly 1.3 million acres in Kentucky. 89% of soybean meal goes to feed domestic livestock, but soybeans are also used to produce products including crayons, candles, soy milk, cosmetics, and breads. In 2012, Kentucky's forest and wood industry added $9.9 billion to the economy. The industry employs over 51,000 Kentuckians, over 24,000 of whom are directly employed, representing 2.7% of all employment. Kentucky is the leading producer of hardwood timber in the South and one of the top 3 in the U.S. There are 12.5 million acres in forest land in Kentucky, representing 49% of the land cover in the state, including pastured woodland. This wood is converted into pencils, homes, and furniture. Not only Kentucky, but all 50 United States grow livestock and crops to feed America and produce the products we use every day. Farming is the basis of the world. Without farmers, you would be 3 things: naked, hungry, and homeless. If you ate today, thank a farmer. If you wore clothes today, thank a farmer. If you have a roof over your head, thank a farmer. In the future, when you get dressed or eat or come home, think about this speech and remember the importance of farmers in your life.